I'm Liz King with Liz King Events.
And I'm Lindsey Rosenthal with Events for Good. And together we do an online radio show for the event industry called Event Alley Show. Event Alley Show is a great show where you can get news for the industry, resources that you need to know about, and also we have experts come on every week with different topics throughout the year. It's on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern.
The Rejuvenate theme is all about pairs, and I think my favorite pair is Ross and Rachel.
Oh, that's a good one. My favorite combination, though, I think is green eggs and ham. Either that, or, there's Starsky and Hutch, or Turner and Hooch. I don't know. Maybe milk and cookies. Milk and cookies. So speaking of great pairs, that's why we do our education together, because we really seem to work off each other well. And we always try to make our education fun. For instance, yesterday in our session, we had a really, really fun thing that we did.
We started our session. We noticed that it was late in the afternoon and everyone was really tired, ourselves included, after traveling all day. And so we started our session with a Billie Jean dance break. And half of the room got into it, the other half didn't. I think that's okay.
Oh, I think they were really into it. Michael Jackson all the way with this group. But I think almost anyone could really like Michael Jackson. Black and white, But really just anything fun, having some sort of creativity or something to punch up the beginning of the session, and then taking breaks in between for sure makes a big difference with getting people excited and interested and entertained.
Yeah, you just have to encourage fun.
Yeah.
You can't expect that it's just going to happen. So you have to create ways for it to happen, make things like the dance break, give people things to play with their hands, like Play-Doh or modeling clay like we did in Joan's session today. I think that's how you make events a little bit different.
I'm a jokester too, so I don't think that I don't think that hurts.
It's true. Having two people present one topic is really interesting, I think. We're very different in how we put together sessions and how it really all gets delivered. Very different. But I think that's good. We try to just focus on what we're each very good at and then find ways to bring that together. And I think we have different perspectives. She's in DC, I'm in New York. She does fundraising events. I'm more on the entrepreneurship side. So we can bring a lot of varied experience to the table, and I think that makes it more interesting.
Well, and the fact that we sometimes see that being young can be a disadvantage, but I think it's an advantage for us in this circumstance because we have a lot of energy and excitement, and we're not cynical about the industry yet, mostly.
That's where we're a good pair, because I have no energy and she has a ton of energy. And it's true, and it's fine. We've learned to work with it, I think it has a good balance to it.
People always tell us with the show that either we need to turn down the volume on my mic or turn up the volume on hers.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you know that I'm obsessed with technology, so I use social media, I use all kinds of apps and online communities and QR codes and RFID and online registration and all of that. So I'm pretty obsessed with technology.
My favorite thing right now outside of the planning world in terms of technology is that I don't have cable anymore. I use Hulu Plus and Netflix, and I have streaming through Roku, which is my favorite little thing because it costs only somewhere between $60 and $100, and then you can get all these services streamed in. And so I get Amazon, and I get Hulu Plus and Netflix, like I said, and I basically can watch everything that you would be able to watch on regular television.
I think everyone is consuming content in very different ways. I also use Apple TV, which is the Apple equivalent of Roku. And I think people are, straying away from everything the way it's been done, and they're looking for on-demand solutions, and they want it when they want it and on the device that they want it. I often watch TV with my iPad on and my phone on, and I'm tweeting it, and that's just how people are consuming content. And I think that's how they're consuming our event content too. So we have to think about that and provide the solutions for all of that.
And I would say the biggest thing about the millennial generation is with growing up with the internet, there's a sense of urgency and impatience because everything is at your fingertips so often. So there definitely is that the fact that people, used to stand in lines and wait for mail. That's just not how our generation does things anymore in the workplace or in the home. So it's something that you need to consider, is that there's an expectation for everything running much more quickly and much more smoothly. Yes, absolutely. It's really interesting when you build this persona for yourself on social media. Liz and I actually met on Twitter almost 5 years ago. And we really have, I really love meeting people in person when you've had the chance to meet them through social media first. It's almost like you can't believe that you never met them in person before, because you just know who they are pretty well beforehand. But I think people are always a little bit surprised about certain things with Twitter, because you can't quite read anything. I know people are a little bit surprised, I think, that I can speak in a very in a very teachable way. I think mostly because I'm a college professor and people don't know that about me very much, at least not online. So I have a certain way that I educate.
On my side, I think, extroversion is what everyone assumes you are when you are online. You're on Twitter all the time.
They're right about me.
The two most, she's definitely the extrovert. But the two funniest comments I've heard is, one, that it's great to meet me and find out how introverted I am. I'm incredibly introverted. And I was told yesterday that I'm not very tall, which I don't know about that.
I'm not sure that photos on social media can tell you how tall someone is.
No, but
there is a solution for that. See?
Oh, see, that's not nice. It's not nice.
It works out pretty well, right?
I can't do that. That's,
Just don't call them trade show floor shoes.